Dr. John, I saw you on Fox last night. How did that come about? What was all that? Wait, it's let me read the headline. House Republicans reach deal to avoid vote on impeaching IRS boss. But Dr. John, don't I want to impeach him? What's the deal?
Well, the deal is not to stop impeachment. It's actually a deal to begin impeachment, and here's why. What I did by going to the floor, doing a privileged resolution, something that's rarely done, but it's available to individual members, is to pressure leadership to begin moving forward with actual hearings in Judiciary Committee on the impeachment of John Koskinen. And, I told them that I would not back off on a required vote unless they move forward with a hearing next Wednesday and put this man under oath so we can try to get to the truth about what he has done. I mean, there's a lot of facts we already know, but we want to hear from him. And remember, he's going to be trapped between telling the truth, because he could be held liable for perjury if he doesn't, and giving us the correct information. So this is a victory, and again, I reserve the right to go back and do another privileged resolution and bring this thing to a vote at any time after the hearing.
Now, just to bring people up to speed, this has to do with the targeting of conservative groups by the IRS as one could easily make the case as endorsed by the Obama administration. Fair enough?
Absolutely. Now, to be clear, he was not involved in the actual targeting. Lois Lerner was the one doing that. But he was brought in to clear things up or clean things up. And instead, he either destroyed incriminating evidence or he was responsible for allowing it to be destroyed. And he didn't respond to subpoenas, and he lied to Congress. So that is his crime. Lois Lerner, on the other hand, because of his acts, will never be held accountable. She will never have to go to jail, and she was retired on a big, fat government pension. Your taxpayer money will be paying her now to stay at home and watch TV.
Now, how much evidence is really left of this targeting of conservative groups?
Actually, the targeting continues. There are still Tea Party groups, conservative groups, activist groups today who, after 5 years, have not received their tax-exempt status. I was told that some of the biggest Tea Party groups, I won't name them because I don't want to out them, are actually being audited. So it hasn't ended. It's what has improved is many of them have been given their tax-exempt status since all this broke. But I want everybody to understand, if this were happening to liberal groups, which wouldn't happen under this administration, but if it were, I would be just as adamant to go after high-level officials as I am when they're targeting conservative groups. It doesn't matter. Americans should not be targeted by their government.
This targeting that you say is continuing to go on, is it directed by Koskinen or higher up?
Good question. That's another reason to have a hearing.
Pardon me, Dr. John. The government, the IRS, has admitted, going back to 2013, they've admitted they did it, right?
Of course. They had to because there was so much damning information. Even though Koskinen allowed to be destroyed 24,000 emails and backup tapes, the Inspector General was able to recover a significant portion of that, which, again, John Koskinen lied to Congress and told us didn't exist. So that's how we've been able to piece together a lot of this evidence. But we want to understand, why was he doing what he was doing, because he should be held accountable as well. And finally, remember that in this country and in this administration, under the Obama administration, we have two standards under law. We have one for the elite, the high-level officials who are in Washington, and another for everybody else. That should never happen in a representative democracy, especially in America.
One more quick question, and it's an obvious one, perhaps even a silly one. What kind of stonewalling of an admitted, their guilt has been admitted. Despite that, what kind of stonewalling is happening on the Democrat side?
Well, Democrats, of course, they don't want to vote. They call it a witch hunt, which the other side's always going to do. They want to criticize us. They say we should be working on other things. But look, an average congressman works on about 50 different issues every day. So just having this as one of them is no distraction whatsoever. So they're going to talk about this, but again, if you look at voter acceptance of this, by a margin of 60%, favorable to the impeachment of John Koskinen and forcing him to lose his job. So this is a winner for members of Congress who want to go this direction and hold him accountable. Yet we still have some that are squishy. They don't want to take any risks. They don't want to, put themselves at any point of criticism. But look, that's part of our job. That's why we go up there. That's why people elect us.
Let me ask you this. This guy serves at the privilege of the president. This may be a dumb question. How do you guys remove him, or can the president just ignore this impeachment vote?
Well, it'd be hard. Remember, impeachment, all impeachment does is force a trial in the Senate. And you'd have to have 2/3 senators, which would include a lot of Democrats, to actually force him out of office. What my hope is this creates such a political problem for the Democrat Party leading up to the election that the president will force him to resign, will ask him for his resignation. So there's still other ways to get him out of office short of having a trial in the Senate.